Hey guys, my name is Vika and I'm a myofunctional therapist here at Kid Focus Dentistry. And today we're going to go over the very first exercise that we introduce to every kiddo here in therapy, and that is tongue on the spot. So this is the most important exercise because every other exercise in therapy derives off of finding the correct place where to put our tongue. Naturally, everybody's tongue should be on the roof of our mouth, and 1/3 of the tongue should be resting a few millimeters behind the two front teeth. Your kiddos probably had never done this before. Their tongue probably always rests on the bottom of the mouth, or it's constantly moving, so it's going to take some time and practice for them to get used to putting their tongue up there and keeping it up there. Eventually, at the end of therapy, we want this to be so natural for them that they don't even have to think about it. If your kiddo has a hard time understanding the concept or a hard time keeping the tongue there or keeping it really still, what we do is we give the tongue a separate identity. So we name the tongue and kind of treat it like a pet. Say we name your kiddo's tongue Bob. What we say is Bob needs to go to his resting pillow, which is where we drew the 1/3 area of where the tongue needs to go, and he needs to stay really still because when we go to rest, we stay still. We're done playing, we're done moving around, and so Bob needs to do the same. So once we name your kiddo's tongue, that's what you're going to refer to it at all times from now on. What it does is it helps them be more aware of what their tongue is doing in their mouth, because we go throughout our day and we don't really think about where our tongue is, what it's doing, whether it's moving or staying still, but now we want your kiddo to do that. So if we can treat it like a pet, then they're constantly going to be wondering, what is my tongue doing, where is it sitting, is it staying still? So after your first therapy, we're going to send you guys home with this homework, and you're going to practice it every day with your kiddo. What you're going to do is you're going to find a minute in the morning and a minute at night, and you're gonna go in front of the mirror with your kiddo. You're both gonna find the spot. Use that little stick we gave them because it will help them feel the sensation of where their tongue needs to go. And you're gonna hold your tongue on the spot for a whole minute with your kiddo. Why it's important to do in front of the mirror is because they probably don't have that visual connection yet, so help them see where their tongue needs to go. Usually when they can't see, it's usually either too far back or too far forward or somewhere funky where we don't want it. And why it's so important to do it with you is because they'll get another demonstration of where the tongue needs to go in somebody else. Also want to remind them to keep the tongue really, really still because we do want to work on stabilization. Once your kiddo gets to know where the spot is, you can increase the time to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but first we really, really want to master this exercise before we can move on to anything else in therapy, just because it's the base of everything that we're doing. So from now on, be really aware of where your kid's tongue is and whether it's staying still or not. What you want to do is just constantly ask them, hey, where is your tongue? Is it sitting on the roof of your mouth? And just give them constant reminders. We want it to be integrated into their daily life and just for it to become super natural.